my name is Deborah. I'm an advanced practice nurse, and I'm going to show you all how I do a physical, so that you have some idea of what we're doing. At the end, we'll go through the list and make sure I haven't skipped anything, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, we ready? So the first thing I'm going to do is knock on the door, knock, 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 wash my hands. My name is Deborah. I'm going to be your nurse today. Could you please tell me your name?
Billy Bob,
Okay, and date of birth.
10/20/1940.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, Billy Bob, my name is Deborah, and so I want to do your examination. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. It's going to be a head-to-toe physical, so you're going to be doing some slightly different things than you would do as if you were in the hospital.
All right.
So the first thing I'm doing is I'm inspecting Billy Bob. I'm noticing whether he's symmetrical. Okay. Is his face symmetrical? Is his smile for me? Can you smile? He would smile when is his smile symmetrical? One end, does it match up? Or is eye movement symmetrical? These are all things I'm looking as I inspect him before I actually do anything to him at all. I haven't touched him except to identify who he is. And that's the first part of your cranial assessment, and also part of your neurological assessment as well, because think about the cranial nerves that we're looking at as we look at all this, okay? And is the whisper test on there?
Yes.
Okay. So would you mind telling me what you can hear?
Whisper, whisper, whisper.
Okay.
How about on this side?
Okay. And that's the whisper test. Now you may also do a RIN test with a tuning fork. Is that on there?
No.
Okay. All right. Then don't worry about that. So I've inspected the hearing. Now, is a scalp inspection on there?
Yes.
Okay. So what I would do is I would begin to palpate Billy Bob's scalp. Okay. All the way around, and I'm looking forward to make sure that the skin, there's no baldness, okay, and I'm not feeling any bumps, and I'm noting the quality and the character of Billy Bob's hair, okay. At the same time I'm doing that, I'm looking at Billy Bob's ears. Now I haven't told Billy Bob I'm looking at his ears, but I am. I'm looking for ear placement. I'm looking to make sure that there are no lesions or bumps on his ears. I'm looking to make sure that the pinna is normal, okay, so I'm checking all those things out. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead, at this point, I'm going to palpate his sinuses because I'm here, okay? Please tell me if you have any pain.
Nope.
Frontal sinuses are up here, and then I'm going to palpate these sinuses. And all along here, okay? Any pain at all?
No.
Okay, and now because my hands are still here, I'm going to go ahead and check cervical nodes, and lymph nodes, I'm sorry. Okay, so the lymph nodes are everywhere now. I start here at the back of the ear, and I move forward, and you're going to need to say what you're doing. I'm palpating lymph nodes, okay? So the ones under here, maxillary, this is a submental, under here. Then I come down the front of the throat, here, all right? And then I come down the side, and then I go around the occiput, and I go down the back, okay? And then I also go here because there are what are called supraclavicular nodes, which are the nodes right above the clavicles, and I palpate along here, okay? And I've done the palpation part. Now, Billy Bob, would you open your mouth for me, please? Would you say ah? Okay, would you move your tongue from side to side? Okay. Would you shrug, please? Okay, okay. So we think about the cranial nerves that we're checking when they do that, okay? Now, would you follow my finger with your eyes? I'm looking at Billy Bob's pupils, and I'm noting whether they constrict, same, whether they're symmetrical, about what size they are. What size should pupils be? Normally about 3 millimeters, right? Okay? So I'm looking at, I believe convergence, I forget this every time. So convergence, okay? And accommodation, what are those? What's the difference? Convergence means that
I think
right. Okay, good. And then I'm going to check the 6 cardinal fields. And you've got several ways to do that. One is the H, and you just, if you hold your head straight ahead and just follow my finger with your eyes, okay? Is peripheral vision on there?
Yeah, it doesn't say it, but the
Okay,
yeah,
okay. So what you do is, can you stand up from your Billy Bob? Okay?
Yeah, it's
Okay. Now, tell me when you can see my fingers. And I should be able to see her fingers, she should be able to see my fingers at the same time I see them. Okay? And that's your peripheral vision. All right? So sit back down for me. so we pretty much got the head covered, right? Except for the carotids. So now, would you please squeeze my hands for me? And would you let go? And would you squeeze again? Okay? And now I'm gonna listen to your heart and lungs. But the first thing I'm gonna do is listen to her carotids, because I'm still up here and I'm moving down, okay? You have to listen with your bell and your diaphragm on your stethoscope. Remember that you listen for bruits with the bell, okay? And when you're listening to the carotids, you're listening for bruits. Have you had cardiology yet?
Yes.
Okay, so you know you don't want to hear anything. You might hear bump, 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 the normal love dub, but you really don't want to hear anything in carotids. You don't want to hear turbulence. That's what you're listening for, okay? So when you all are doing your examination, you're going to say, I'm going to listen to carotids now for turbulence, okay? Now, I don't care whether you start with the bell or the diaphragm. Is there a way that they said they wanted you to do that in the class?
No.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna, since I'm up here and I haven't moved all the way down yet, I'm going to listen, okay, with the bell. And I'm gonna listen to this side. And I don't hear anything except from some respirations, okay? Now is sometimes a good time to count respirations. Okay. If you can really hear them, okay? What I'm also looking for, especially in elderly patients and patients who have cardiac compromise, and I believe this is on your sheet, is a jugular distension. So I would note there is no jugular distension, okay? Do I ever want to palpate both carotids at the same time? No, one side and then the other. So, if she were in the bed, I would still be listening at this point. So now, since I've already been using the bell, I'm probably going to go ahead and continue with the bell. And then I'm going to listen with the diaphragm, just to save time. So where am I going to listen to the heart? I'm going to listen aortic, pulmonic, okay, Erb's point though, tricuspid and mitral. So A and P has T for me, or ape to man, okay? And when you are listening, if you feel like you're listening too long, I heard it said somewhere, and it's true. If you feel like you've listened almost too long, you probably listened just the right amount of time. So I'm gonna listen. First, I'm gonna listen for a murmur. I'm not, because that will confuse you all. I'm gonna listen, the heart sounds first for the love dub. And then I'll turn it back around and listen for a murmur. So I'm about 2 finger breadths down. There's the sternum. That's why we can't identify who we are. Yeah, okay. Now, Erb's point is the point of maximum impact, okay? And it shifts when you've got cardiac diseases. So what you all should probably say is, now I'm listening to Erb's point. This is the point of maximum impact. And when I finish this, if you'll pause it just a second for me, Karen, after I finish listening to the heart. Then I'm going to listen to the tricuspid valve. And then I'm going to listen to the mitral valve. Now, if I have a patient who's got large breasts, what I do is I either ask them to lift their breast, or I use my forearm to lift the breast. But to get to the mitral valve, you have to be up under here. And I'm going to listen. And then I'm going to come back with the bell, and I'm going to listen for murmurs, okay? Same places, every place. Except for Erb's point. I don't expect to hear a murmur. And I don't anticipate that you all will have murmurs on your partners, but a lot of people do have murmurs, so. And then again, again here for the tricuspid, and then again for the mitral. All right, now I'm gonna listen to her lungs. Okay, normally, if I were doing a physical exam, I'd be doing this at the same time. Could you stop it for a second? Just pause it for